The video you're about to watch consists of me starting out in the morning in Lviv, Ukraine, and going all the way up to the Polish border before going over the border and ending up in Kraków. That was my intention for the video. It's just meant to be a documentation of leaving Ukraine. I've made videos in Ukraine while I've been there. I've been there for 4 nights, had a great time there, explored the city, and was about to go back into Poland to carry on with my travels. There's a little bit of an interjection later on in the video that I explain about what happened at the Polish border. It was really strict, and I got questioned a lot and stuff like that. But little did I know that 2.5 weeks later, maybe a little bit more, Lviv would be hit by a missile strike. The Russians would strike Lviv. And my feeling that shocks me so much is how peaceful it was when I was there. I was literally there, I think, under 3 weeks before this actually happened. It's Wednesday the 4th today, and I left on August the 19th. So I had to make this little interjection at the start of the video just to give you the context of when I was there, how peaceful it was, and you'll see, literally, if you want to go back and look at the other videos from Lviv, I'd recommend that because you can get a feel of kind of what was going on before I was, this video when I was leaving and going over the border. This video kind of goes over the border control and that kind of thing, but if you want to go and have a look at the previous vlogs from Lviv, then have a look at that. It is so surreal to know that I was there in a civilized, totally peaceful looking place. If you hadn't known there was a war going on, you would not have a clue what was entailing over on the other side of the country, besides the kind of military propaganda and that kind of thing. But to say I was walking around watching people, go out with a girlfriend or sit with a friends or people at McDonald's and all of that, and now to know that under 3 weeks after I left, it has been hit by a Russian missile strike is really surreal. When you've been to these places, you hear war all the time, and a lot of people don't really think about it. But to be here now in England and know that I was in Lviv just under 3 weeks ago, and now that it really just gives you perspective on war and what is actually entailing in the world, because I've seen these streets, I might have spoke to one of the people that's been affected. It really does register with you when you've been to the place. And I chose to go to Ukraine to go and see it. I thought, to go and see the country that everyone's heard so much about in first hand and see it in front of you would be a very unique experience. So that's why I went in, and that's why I chose to, I wanted to document it and just film my time there. So I will let the video commence. This video's me pretty much going to the border, and I explain what happened at the border and the questioning I got and stuff like that, because they were very suspicious of me. If you just want to see purely what's going on in Lviv and what it's like, then go back and have a look at the previous videos that I've done. There's 4 videos from Ukraine, so go and check them out. Good morning from Lviv. It's about nearly 5:25 in the morning. It's kind of going light, as you can see there. It looks darker on camera. And I left the hostel just because I couldn't deal with the heat and people. I just didn't want to be in that hostel. So we've come out, tried to find somewhere I can get something to drink or something to eat, and I can't. So we're going to go back, I think, and I'm either going to just drop my key off. I think what I'm going to do is drop my key off, and then we're going to head to the bus station because I need to find somewhere along the way to get something to eat, because I didn't eat last night. You probably saw that on the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back to the hostel, drop off this key to the hostel that has been very nice, in all fairness, and we're going to head to the bus station because today we go back to Poland. We go to Kraków. This McDonald's opens here at 5. Let's see what this guy says. Or is it just coffees? I only noticed because there was people stood here for ages looking. Alright, that's it. Lost the sale. Right, it's about 20 past 6, 25 past 6. Oh, there's no back for that. I pretty much made it to, I'll show you, the bus station, or whereabouts where the bus station is, the train station and stuff like that. I need something to eat. I've seen a cafe down there that's kind of setting up for the day, so I might go in and ask the bloke if he's, I don't care what he makes me, sandwich, anything, bacon, butter. I thought I'd make a quick little thing. I might do another video like this where I'll properly go into it and try and do a Q&A about Ukraine, but there's 2 things that took me, that weren't surprising, were just talking points. When I came into Ukraine, border control was really intense. We got stopped, all the passports got taken. The security came onto the coach and took all our passports. Then we got the passports back and had to go off and go through again. I'm not sure. I think that might have been something to do with my English passport, maybe. I don't know. That's the only reason I don't see why they'd take all the passports and give it back to me. But I think I didn't really speak to anyone English in my time here. So maybe, you know, if everyone's got a Ukrainian passport on the coach and I'm the only English, maybe they pulled us off the coach for that. Just because I did, when I then went through, there was a few going through. Most were going through quite quickly, and she asked me where you're staying, how long you're staying in Ukraine, is it your first time in Ukraine, a couple of questions like that. So I don't know, maybe they were a bit more suspicious of me because I was flying on a British passport. There was a guy asking me for money. He came up and I said he said something in Ukrainian. I said hey, and he said where are you from or something like that, or I don't know, he was trying to figure out where I was from. But he said are you Ukrainian, do you speak Ukrainian, English or Russian? And I said English. And he said, oh, right, but you know, there is clearly Russian people living here and, you know, still in Ukraine, which, to be fair, they are neighbouring countries, so, you know, apart from the war, why wouldn't there be? He did say, do you speak Russian, you know, so that was, you know, maybe they'd be half expected me to be Russian, or there is Russian people about, but yeah, we're waiting now for this coach. And yeah, I'm pretty tired in all honesty, but I just need to find somewhere to eat. Another thing worth pointing out is there is a lot of soldiers walking around in army uniform. There was actually someone I spoke to yesterday who's Irish and come out here purely to fight. But that was interesting, to be fair, to speak to someone who'd come by choice to fight. But apart from that, I don't know. I actually stayed next to there was I think he was from Ukraine, but a soldier was in my hostel next door in the next bed to me. I let on to him, but I didn't really have a chat with him properly. So there's a market here that I've walked into, but in all honesty, I think they're just getting ready for the day. I don't think they're selling anything at the moment. There's like butchers and sausages and stuff here, but it's all like, you know, like things that are made to take home and cook with. There's nothing you can just eat, I don't think. See what I can find here. I was hoping there'd be like a bit of a stall or somewhere to. It's all butchers and stuff. Right, I've found my bearings now. This food place here that I hope is open is, I do now recognise where I've come from. And now, it's open. It is open. And the bus station is down here, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure I know where I am now. Right, I am on board the coach now, as you can see. I tell you what was funny, the coach driver checked my passport twice, which he was like looking at it a bit when obviously they look at your passport with a ticket and stuff, and then he came up to me again just then and checked over it. I don't know why. I think people are suspicious of a British passport. Don't know why. But yeah, got my passport and I'm trans again, and I'm gonna admire Ukraine for one last time before I go back into Poland. We'll be back at some stage. Definitely. When I get to Kiev, it's coach driver's here again, he's looking for my passport again. I don't know if he is the driver, maybe he's the assistant or something. So we're approaching the border now. It'll be interesting this just to see how it works out again, because it took a very long time when I came into Ukraine. We'll see what happens, but we're here now. I don't know, like I said, whether they're going to get us all off again or not.
Пасажири, маємо 10 хвилин, зупинка. З лівої сторони автобуса знаходяться платні туалети, хто хоче, може скористатися.
Looks like we're getting off, I think. Yeah. I thought I'd just, like in the first video, interject and start telling you about what it is that happened. And I'll tell you what happened. We crossed over like we did. Like I said, I had a little bit of questioning when I went from Poland into Ukraine. I'm now going from Ukraine back into Poland, as you can see on the video. I don't need to explain that. Now, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. I'm trying to now recollect how, in what order things happened. We went to the passport control, and I was thinking, surely it cannot be as long-winded as it was last time, because the last time it took so long when we were getting in. And I thought, right, fair enough. We got off, we're queuing up to get through, everyone's getting searched, all that kind of thing. We then got off the coach, we go into and I already knew that the coach driver was suspicious of me. I knew it from when he looked at my passport and he saw it was a British passport, I just felt like he was suspicious. And we've gone into, let me try and explain it properly so you get a vivid imagination. We go into, there's a route, you go through, you're driving along the road, and then there's a room next to it pretty much, up some steps, next to the border control where there's like the little bridge and the little things in the middle. So we go into this room, we're queuing almost around the room because the size of the room isn't big enough for us to just queue, so we're queuing around. And I'm near the back of this queue, and this guy, literally, I'm stood here, and I've seen this border control guy, whatever he was, and he just went bah, 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 and just came straight to me. I could see him coming towards me. he went, and what did he say? He said, "Can I see your passport?" I said, yeah. He said he was speaking in Ukrainian, but I understood what he was saying. So he said in Ukrainian, I think, he wanted to see my passport. So I showed him my passport, he looked at it. Then he said, he pointed at my bag. I said, well, have a look at it if you want. So I put my bag down, thinking he'd just open it and get it. And he said, look, so I was like, do you want me to open it? He said, yeah. So I opened my bag up. And he's looking through at the top. He didn't go all the way in. He said, have you got any weapons? I said, no. He said, have you got any knives? I said, no. And I think, I said this in the last video, in the video when I was talking about going over the border. I think one who was suspicious of, and someone young on their own in Ukraine, who, you know, a British guy, why would he be there? They're suspicious of that. They don't understand why I was there. And I think as well, because I'm quite calm, a lot of people, even if you got most youngish people, if you're going on holidays to Ibiza and you stop them, they might start stuttering, they might start, I'm just like, no, I've not got weapons, no, you know, just really, why are you here, just visiting, where did you go, Lviv, where, you know, it's just, and I was really, really calm about it, because, well, I don't know, I suppose I can speak well enough to just remain calm and seem calm, but I think they were very suspicious. They're thinking, and I've got like 2 iPhones, because one's for filming, one's for just my own phone. You know, they're thinking, why is he delivering phones or, you know, anything like that? So they're suspicious of me. So we got through the border control, and the guy on the border kind of did look a bit suspicious again. But, you know, fair enough, it is what it is. And then we carried on. I thought, right, we're out now. This will be quite quick compared to the last one. And we were literally queuing it, and I thought we were queuing to get out. We were queuing to get to the next place. So, and I think we got off again and did all our passports. I was like trying to sleep on a coach that was, I'm not joking, it was so, I don't like to complain, but it was so warm, it was ridiculous. The coach was so warm, honestly, it was crazy how warm it was. And I remember sitting there thinking, all I want in life is to jump in a swimming pool. That's exactly, I don't know why I thought that, I just thought, I just want to jump in a swimming pool. And the weird thing about the reality of humans is, there's a swimming pool just there in Italy. I've been here for a week, I've not been in once. It's my last day today, I might go in, I might not. But I have not been in that pool once. So I went from, all I wanted was to be in a pool, and I was thinking, oh, in Italy I'll jump in the pool. I've not been in once. It's there, I'm not bothered, because I've got an air-conditioned hotel room. It's funny how people work. The thing is with it is, you sat on this bus that's so ridiculously warm, and I hadn't really drunk much water, and you're just there, and like I said, all I wanted to do was jump in a pool. But would I do the solo travelling again thing? Would I go into Ukraine again? Yeah. Would I do it in the summer? No. I don't think I'd do the solo backpacking thing in summer, because it's just too warm. It just ruins certain parts of it. You'd wake up in these places and it's just too warm. But yeah, I need to go and jump in that pool, because I said I would when I was in Ukraine.
Лоном із багажника і виходимо на контроль. Туалет в приміщенні.
We are through now. We are into Poland. The reason I didn't film anything because literally we just sat there for about three and a half hours. That was it. What could I film with that? Just sitting here, literally. But now we're on our way, and it's honestly, it's like so warm in here. I just want to get off. I want to jump in a swimming pool. You know, you jump in a cold pool. That's what I want to do. And after what felt like about 87 centuries, I am now back in Kraków, Poland. I need to eat something, I need to get a drink. I didn't buy a drink, I've not drunk. Literally, I was trying to get water out of the tap. I got a little bit out of the tap when we were in the passport control bit, but apart from that, I've not had anything to eat, anything to drink. I've never had a worse journey in my life. I'm not trying to complain or anything, but honestly, it was. Let me think. We got there, it took ages to actually get to the passport bit. Then we had to go to another then we queued up for ages, went to another passport bit. Then we ended up, where else did we go? Somewhere else. Then we set off down the road and got pulled over by someone who I think they checked the coach. But once we were through and into Poland, I think that was, and I was too hot. I hadn't drunk, I hadn't really eaten anything. I hadn't eaten enough. And honestly, it was just, that's why I didn't really film anything. I was literally just, you know, when you're just too hot and sweating and need a drink and you're cramped up and stuff. Like, I'm tall, I can't fit in them seats. Like, you can't lie down or anything properly. It's mad. When we got to the first checkpoint, pretty much, I was stood in the queue. This security guy came straight up to me and went, hey, can I see your passport? So I gave him my passport. Then he said, I need to see in your bag. He said, have you got any weapons? All sorts of stuff. But someone, I think the coach driver, who I think was a bit suspicious of me, had told him to check me. Because why would you go? You wouldn't go to someone random. I hadn't spoke to him. You know, like he didn't know who I was. So why would you just go to someone random? So I think he'd definitely been told, you know, go and check on him. I think as well, because I'm quite calm in situations and I speak quite well, I think they were suspicious of that even maybe. Like I think, you know, if you got someone young and it's even if they were going on holiday to Spain or something, and you questioned them and said, why are you in? He might be stutter a bit. I was just like, they said, where have you been, Lviv? Have you got any weapons? No. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think if you're quite calm under the pressure of it kind of, they think, why is this guy so calm? You know what I mean? When you don't stutter. They were asking me all this, you know, where have you been? How long? You know, stuff like that. And I think because, you know, if you're quite relaxed and quite calm, that can make them more suspicious of you. Whereas if you're a bit nervous, then they think, oh right, yeah, he's just travelling about and he's nervous now. We've stopped him. I don't know. I'm now in Krakow, as you can see. This is my third time, if you count about 4 days ago, when I stopped through just to get on the bus to Lviv. You know what? It's good to be back in Krakow. I've never been during the summer. I've only ever been once, last year. But it is very, very nice to be back. It is a genuinely beautiful city. I remember the horse and carts now here. I remember all sorts. I remember Ukraine protests going on and stuff like that. And boss, you right? All sorts going on, really. It is a really nice place. In fairness, it feels, I think everywhere is a bit better in the summer because it were cold. It wasn't winter. It was kind of springtime. But it was Easter time actually. But I just remember it being really cold. It was snowing when I got here. I imagine it's very, very nice over Christmas, but I'll have to do that at some point. I mean, everywhere's nice at Christmas time. But yeah, I remember I stayed out of the city. It was like up here. But yeah, I missed this place.